2014 is just about over, Carly. It was a pretty good year for us. Maybe no better or worse than any others, but I had a good time. So I wanted to take a few moments to slap together some pictures and some videos and put them together and just go over some of the fun things that we did during 2014. Some of it was just us hanging out, being ourselves, sometimes in the living room. Sometimes we hung out in the kitchen. The kitchen's a good place to hang out, especially since we really enjoy making food. And we made a lot of food this year. There's some of it there. We ate those things. One of the highlights was the morel mushrooms we got to eat. And there they are there. We tasted them and put them with some steak and asparagus, and we ate them up. You grew some radishes in the garden, in the backyard. Those were good until they weren't. And I ate some hot dogs. They were 50 cents. You can't beat a 50-cent hot dog. Other than food, there's a beard that we got rid of. I had the beard, and you helped me shave it off. And that's you shaving it off of me. And let's see, we played some floorball. We've played floorball in the past. This year was kind of a rough one because we had a rough start. Couldn't play that often, and then you were told that you couldn't play anymore after a while. But not until you scored a shootout goal and won the game for us in Toma. And there's the last time we got to play together before you had to take some time off. We didn't go to a lot of concerts this year, but we did get to go to a few really good ones. Starting with Tycho at the main room on First Avenue. That was pretty interesting. After that, we went and saw Veruca Salt. That was during the summer. We saw them at the Varsity Theater with Steve and Michelle. Other than that show, we went and saw Tim play at Lee's. It was our first time back at Lee's since our wedding reception to see Pleasure Horse play. And we got up nice and close to see Pete Hook from New Order play at the Fine Line. But probably the highlight of the year was going to Midway Stadium and getting out there, and that's where we stood where that red circle is. And we got to see the Replacements. That was exciting for everyone who was there, including us. We made our own music at home too, and that was awfully good. We had fun doing that. We sat in the living room, played a little bit with the guitars and the melodica and other things we had laying around, just singing songs at each other. And we did some recording in the basement, and that's awfully fun. Fun for me anyway. I see you enjoyed yourself too. But we made some videos from the music that we made, and there's one there, bits of it. But sports, a lot of sports this year. Was a good year for sports. A lot of stuff going on in 2014. The highlight for my year is probably going to see the Wild play. We got some really good tickets that I enjoyed, and we got to see the Juniors All-Star game. That was exciting. And we got to see a lot of stuff on TV too. It was just a big year for events. We started off the year sitting in the warmth of our own place watching the Stanley Cup playoffs and final games, and watched the Winter Olympics, and that was exciting. A lot of soccer games during the summer to watch. That was good. And of course in the fall we got to see the World Series, even though Kansas City couldn't pull it off. But TV is not just for sports. There's other things you can do with the TV, like watch DVDs. One of the things we watched was Twin Peaks, the 2 seasons of that. We sat through all of the episodes of Fawlty Towers, along with each episode with John Cleese's commentary. And of course we got to watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and reminded ourselves that a lot of people are just descendants of Bee-arkers or Barkers. Can't help it. We didn't travel a whole lot, but we did get out of town at least once to go see Steve out in Litchfield. And we got to see the Nelson Farm and wandered around there and had a good time, so that's us smiling and enjoying ourselves. But that's about it. That's about all we did this year. Well, there's not too much more else to explain, but there was one exciting thing that came up in September when we found out that we were going to have a baby. So that'll make things in 2015 a little different than 2014. There's nothing we can't handle, and I'm sure we'll enjoy all of it. Anyway, that about wraps it up. I enjoyed this year. I hope you did too. And I hope everyone had a good year. And next year should only be more exciting than this year. Looking forward to it. So, Happy New Year.